Hey everybody, how's it going? B Temple finally back again. Seems like it's been quite some time since I've done a review of any type. The last one I did would have been the World War II U.S. Army B unit from the C ration. That's been over a month or so, I suppose. It took a while to get that review done due to some technical issues with my laptop, and lo and behold, the laptop has decided to die again. So it's a bit of a while waiting for that to get fixed, and then realized that it was going to be too expensive, and basically realized I'm going to have to just buy a brand new laptop. So finally have that now, so I can finally get back into doing some reviews, get those edited and get those out. So what we have today is a journey back to Scandinavia. So this is a ration that I never thought I was ever going to be able to get. They're the hardest to get of any of the Scandinavian rations. Thus far, I've done a Norwegian Arctic ration and a Norwegian tropical ration. I've also reviewed a Danish ration and a Swedish ration. So what we have here today is a 24-hour ration from Finland. And these ones are the hardest ones to find. Now, when I say a journey back to Scandinavia, obviously we don't really have rations from Iceland. Iceland doesn't have an army per se. They do have Coast Guard units and whatnot, but their military, they don't actually have, I guess, what you would call a standardized military. So thus they would not have standardized rations. I believe the United States Armed Forces does most of the, I guess, patrolling of the area of Iceland, and does most of the security for them if need be. So this will basically end my trip through Scandinavia when it comes to rations. So there's not a whole lot to say about this. It's a fairly nondescript, clear plastic bag. It looks like it's in a little bit of rough shape. I don't know if something inside maybe might have burst a little tiny bit, but there's a little bit of a dust, maybe that may have came from a drink mix or something along those lines. But yeah, let's tear into this thing and see everything that we have. It looks like it's a fairly comprehensive sort of meal, or comprehensive, I guess, daily set of meals, just by looking at what we have. So, I'm going to get the tray out of the way first, lay it all out, and then we'll see what we've got. So it just came with a little piece of tape, which has since fallen off. Yeah, it's a little piece of tape right here. And yeah, it's just a clear plastic bag. So one of our main meals we have Mexican casserole from a company called Outdoor Gourmet, made in Finland. So it's a freeze-dried meal, and it's going to take 350 milliliters or 3.5 deciliters of water to rehydrate it. I would be remiss if I didn't mention who I got this from, and send a big huge thanks out to Drew78, otherwise known as Rations and More. Drew's probably been my greatest person to hook me up with rations ever since I started with all this. And I believe Drew may have gotten these from Thortoff, who's a great ration reviewer and purveyor in Denmark. So you don't see these rations very much. I believe there's maybe only 3 or 4 reviews of this on YouTube at all, and maybe only 1 review of this particular type of ration. And Thortoff himself did that one. So yeah, we've got ourselves a Mexican casserole. We got ourselves a sports drink, cola flavored. These have a little bit of like a dust on them, and I don't know what that's from, but everything seems to be at least in order right now. We do have a little content sheet, but it is in Finnish, and I don't know how to read Finnish. So we're gonna hope that everything happens to be in here. I guess we'll figure it out. Got ourselves another sports drink, and it's also cola flavored. So we've got 2 cola flavored. Packet of tea, Ceylon tea. Got some alcohol-free hand sanitizers. Got a packet of Nutwalker vacuum sealed peanuts. These are always fantastic. You find these in almost all the Scandinavian rations, and more besides. Got another main meal. This one's just simply called curry. the same idea. 3.5 deciliters, so 350 mils. And we also have paella. So all these are made in Finland, and once again, 350 deciliters. Got one more hand sanitizer. Got a packet of tissues. Oops brand. We got 3 spoons. These look very similar to the Norwegian spoons, I guess is the best way to probably say it. And they're actually somewhat similar to the Russian spoons as well. We have a large pack of buckwheat crisp bread, organic. These look pretty good. I mean, like you're getting like a whole box here, so they certainly give you a sizable portion of it. And it shows that it's actually in 2 separate packages, so that's good. You're not going to have them go stale on you, hopefully. Got ourselves a 60% cocoa chocolate bar, so it's going to be a nice dark chocolate. Split, but it doesn't seem like it's melted in any way, shape, or form. It's got its still got its normal shape left. We got a mint flavored protein bar, also made in Finland, and this one also seems to have its shape still, so that's a good sign. Seems like this has been stored well before I got it, and it's been stored well since I received it. Got a packet of John West tuna with a French style dressing. Not entirely sure. Yeah, this is from England actually. John West Foods, England. So we got a lot of stuff here actually. So yeah, this is what I'm going to assume is hot chocolate, perhaps. Chocoladedrink. Something like that. So usually you're going to find some sort of cocoa beverage kind of thing in rations. And we have 2 more sports drinks. These are both citrus flavored, so you get 4 sports drinks altogether, which is certainly a lot. We get 2 packs of Nescafe Gold coffee. And we get 3 creamers and 2 sugars. So I don't know if this was just not packed correctly or what, but we've got 2 sugars, 3 creamers, and lastly, we've got 2 packs of gum. Fresh mint flavor. So yeah, this is everything. We've got 3 main meals. We got 4 drinks. Well, we also have hot chocolate and tea and coffee. So add it all together and you've actually got 8 different beverages. Not a whole lot of snacks, but certainly enough. I mean, you've got your crackers, you've got 3 main meals, but the odd thing I see here is that there's nothing really that would lead me to believe that anything's breakfast. So you're going to kind of just have to decide, like, do I want to have paella or curry or Mexican casserole for breakfast? There's no muesli, nothing like that. But yeah, it all seems pretty good. But looking at the package, there are a couple things looking like they're missing. There's supposed to be 2 tea bags, and I've only got 1 tea bag. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think maybe aside from maybe like a sugar or something like that. But yeah, we are missing a tea. We are missing 1 sugar. But for the most part, it seems like everything is actually here. So yeah, I guess what I'm going to do now is get this all mixed up. I'm going to actually do this review all in one part. I don't want to drag this out too long, so I'm gonna prepare pretty much everything. So obviously I'm not going to need to prepare 4 drinks. We've only got 2 citrus flavor, 2 cola flavor, so I'll just do 1 of each. And yeah, we'll make this one big review instead of me breaking this down into 2 parts and taking me like another 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something or whatever to get the next one out. So yeah, let's just get this trade up and see how everything is. So what I'm going to do first, guys, seems to be the best thing to do, is get all these prepared. And these are all going to be big meals, but I'll just, put the leftovers and whatnot in the containers and sort of pick on those over the next day or so. But the biggest thing, I guess, is to get these opened up and then to get them rehydrated, get some hot water from the curry and whatnot. So we'll just do that in 1 second. So just got these opened up, and it's kind of funny. These are supposed to be your 3 main meals for the day, and I tell you, if you don't like rice, then you're probably going to be mildly disappointed about the fact that, yeah, all of these are rice-based. Nothing is breakfasty. It's all going to be savory. So you got 3 savory meals, which is kind of strange. But anyway, it is what it is. And let's get these rehydrated, get some boiling water from the curry into each one, and then set them off to the side for a bit. And then we'll get the rest of all of our stuff over here plated up. Okay, so 3 main meals have all been rehydrated, and the packages say they need 15 minutes to completely rehydrate, so we'll leave them for 15 minutes. Next, let's get some of the drinks mixed up. So we're going to do our tea, and our sports drinks, and our hot chocolate. So we've already got some hot water ready to go for the tea. And I have no idea where this tea is from, so that's a mystery. So we'll just drop that in there, lay it off for a little bit, let it do its thing. Next we'll get some more hot water for the hot chocolate. So it says use 300 deciliters, so 300 mils, that's about 300. It's probably 250. But I don't mind being a little strong. Looks great. It's a lot of powder. Well, that seemed to mix very easily and very quickly. Lay that back there. And next we'll get our 2 sports drinks mixed up. So we got ourselves a cola flavor and we have a citrus flavor. So we've seen cola before in British rations. And it's okay. It seems like a mix between, it tastes sort of like flat Coke and iced tea mixed together is the way I found the British ones. Let's see if this is any different. Like I've said before, this is an incredibly rare ration. You do not see these very often. So to get a chance to actually review this, it's incredibly exciting, I must say. Hopefully I do it justice. And then we do our citrus drink. And with this one, immediately when you open it, you get hit with this smell of mostly grapefruit, oddly enough. And even more odd, it's more like peach, even though I know peach isn't considered citrus, but that's sort of a smell I'm getting. It says to add 500 mils of water, but I don't think either of these will actually fit 500 mils, so we'll just fit what we can. And let's stir these up. Now this cola drink, the minute the water hit it, you could get that just that standard, what's the best way to put it? Those Coke bottle candies you can get sometimes. It smells exactly like that, which I don't know if it's going to actually taste like those or not. And it's got a bit of a strange color too, obviously. The British cola drinks actually come out with a somewhat cola-like color, but this doesn't seem to have that, and it's actually seemed to make the water a little bit thick as you're trying to stir it. Yeah, that's an interesting flavor. The little touch I just got didn't really taste like cola very much, but we'll see. And there's a citrus one, so we'll lay these off right here. We'll give our tea another little stir just to mix it around a bit. Seems to finally have done its thing. We'll just let that sit for another little while longer. So what do we have left? We have all of our main meals, but obviously they're going to take a little while longer to get, I guess, reconstituted. Let's unpack some of our snacks, I guess. So first of all, we've got ourselves a mint-flavored chocolate protein bar. And this is in absolutely immaculate condition. That is perfect. Looking forward to trying that out for sure. And to go along with more of the chocolate theme, we've got ourselves our 60% chocolate bar. This is from, oh, it's actually from Finland itself, made in Finland. You can pick that out. There we go. Made in Finland. This looks great as well. Hardly any bloom whatsoever. This is actually the same brand of chocolate that you get in the Norwegian rations. So that's good. That chocolate is fantastic. You get a good portion of it as well. 50 grams, I believe. Yes, yep, 50 grams. So that's that. We'll move some of our drinks a little bit again. Make more space in the tray. Let's open up our peanuts. These are always just perfect. Got a pretty good hiss there. We'll get our tuna out. So I guess I was sort of wondering like what would go with the crackers, but I guess they assume that this tuna will go on the crackers. But I do find it odd that there's nothing like jam or anything like that to add as a topping. Gonna need to use a spoon to get the rest of that out. That's one thing I find odd about these tuna packs. That you find in these rations, they don't make it easy to get everything out. And they don't give you a big portion to start with, so you don't really want to waste any. So what do we have left? Well, we got our crackers, so I guess we'll open up a pack of those. They just come in like a box where I'm sure this is just sort of a commercial product that you just pick up in any sort of grocery store, I guess, or whatever in Finland. Now it says these are actually a product of France. So they look pretty good. They look like they're good quality. They come in 2 individual packets. So we'll just open one and lay a few out. I'll probably use these also for the main meals. Use them as a vehicle to transport the food. We'll just take 4 for now. And we do have some gum left. We may have some of that later. And that's about it. Now I don't think 15 minutes has rolled by yet. We're probably still a few minutes away. So let's just at least try a couple of things we have now already, just to see what they're like. First of all, let's just try our citrus drink out. Oh wow! Now the water is not quite as cold as I wanted it to be. I just refilled the Brita container. But yeah, that's really nice. That's like I said, the smell that came off of it at first was more of a grapefruit, and that's really what you're getting in the taste. I'm not really getting much of an orange flavor or even a lemon flavor. It's a mostly grapefruit kind of flavor, which I'm not going to complain about at all. I love the flavor of grapefruit. So yeah, that's a nice, refreshing drink mix. It doesn't seem overly sweet, like it's not sickly. You know, it's a nice, well-balanced one, so that's great. Now let's just try out the cola one too, I guess. Oh, yeah, that doesn't taste like any cola I've ever had before. Now, some people aren't a fan of the British cola-flavored beverage powder. And if they didn't like that one, then they certainly won't like that one. That one's, yeah, it's not great. That's the best way to put it. I'm usually pretty positive about most things, but yeah, it's not overly pleasant. That's the best way to put it. We've got a couple hot drinks left. We got our hot chocolate, and we got our tea. Let's give our hot chocolate a try. It certainly is rather dark. It's probably because of the fact I used a little less water than they were calling for. But let's see what this is like. That is fantastic hot chocolate. Just perfect amount of sweetness. Really strong chocolate flavor. It doesn't taste watery. Sometimes I find, say, like USMRE cocoa beverage powder. Sometimes it can taste like just a little, you know, a little dead, a little watery. But that's nice and rich. It's got a, like I said, a great cocoa flavor. And yeah, that's a fantastic hot chocolate. Now, I kept the tea bag in here. I don't really mind that, but let's just give this tea a try. I usually don't put sugar or cream or anything like that in there, so let's just drink it as it is. And that's a solid black tea, like it is. It's a Ceylon flavor, so it tastes very similar to, say, the tea you would get in maybe a Russian ration especially, and some various other ones. It's a little bit more bitter than, say, like an English breakfast, something like that. But yeah, it's a great black tea. As you can notice, I don't really have the creamer or the sugar or the coffee out here. Anyone who watches my videos, of course, you know I don't really drink coffee very much. The only coffee I've ever drank is from the World War II ration I did in my last review. So I don't really want to go back to drinking coffee. If I'm going to drink coffee, it's probably just going to be something that's sort of, you know, unique or old or whatever, you know. So that's our 4 drinks. I think what we'll probably do now is go see if the main meals are ready. So I'll be back in 1 second. So here we have them all. We've got our paella, our curry, and our Mexican casserole. And I guess the easiest thing to do, I suppose, is just open up the packages and see what they're like. So I think we're going to try the Mexican casserole first. Like I said, whatever's left over, I'll just put them in some containers and whatnot. These look like they're fairly big portions. And as you can see, that is a very big portion. And I hope I've added enough water, because it looks fairly dense. So as you can see inside, it's got that sort of orange pinkish hue to it. That is incredibly dense. And I'll tell you one thing, the minute I open this and the minute you add water to it, you get that really strong smell of like taco seasoning, chili powder kind of thing, which is certainly a pleasant smell. Still a lot of steam coming off of there. So yeah, let's just try our Mexican casserole. I guess we'll call this our breakfast portion. And that is really pleasant. Anyone who's ever had, I think it's called the Blåband, freeze-dried meals from Sweden. It tastes very similar to some of the flavors you would get in those as well. I mean, yes, it's rice-based, which a lot of those meals are as well. But yeah, this is it's fantastic. It's got that, you know, that standard sort of Tex-Mex kind of flavor that you would expect from something like this. Like I said, it's got that smell of, say, taco seasoning and chili powder. And it tastes just like that. It's really, really good. You'd almost say that this would be fantastic if you had some, you know, some tortillas and maybe some, you know, ground beef, something like that. You could make a lovely sort of burrito kind of thing out of those. Next, let's give our paella a try. And much like the Mexican casserole, it sort of comes out like this big blob once it's... And... yeah, these spoons aren't the strongest, are they? So yeah, I may have to go get an actual regular metal spoon. Just hold on 1 second. So yeah, let's go with the tried and true combat spoon, which I also got from Drew78. So yeah, all of this is sponsored by Drew78 apparently. Let's just try to give this a stir. And wow, yeah, that's incredibly dense. I may have underestimated the amount of water that would be needed. But anyway, just stir it up a little bit. And let's give this a taste. It's got a nice... I don't even know how to put my finger on what the smell of it is, but maybe once I give it a taste, I can sort of narrow it down a bit better. And that's a hard one to to sort of narrow down, it's got a little bit of a fishy flavor to it. I know that paella sometimes has shrimp in it. Most of what I'm picking up here is a little touch of garlic and dill. It's part of the two main flavors that's sort of coming through. And the rice is rehydrated really well. But yeah, I really think I maybe went like 50 mils too less. Maybe like that extra 50 mils would have been just enough to sort of break up the density of that. But that tastes really, really nice, I must say. I'd still think I would go with the Mexican casserole as my sort of favorite. But let's just see how the curry is, and if the curry takes the top spot. And this one looks very similar to the paella. Let's give that a nice stir around. It's incredibly dense as well, so yeah, I think I went a little low on the water for all of these, sadly, but it doesn't detract from the taste. It just changes the consistency a little bit. I know this has a lovely curry smell coming off of it right away, so I'm very looking forward to trying this out. See how much of a mess I can make. That is fantastic. It's not a strong curry flavor, but it's certainly vibrant. It's the best way to put it. And it's yellow curry, so obviously it's going to be a bit mild. The ingredients list also said there's things like turmeric in here, and paprika, and things like that. And you can really taste all of those various sort of herbs and spices. And yeah, this is the best of all of them, actually. I have to go in for another bite of this one. At first I thought maybe there could be lentils in here, but according to the ingredients list, it all looks like it's just rice and that's it. But it's certainly a lovely color, and you can certainly see all the herbs and spices that are through it. So yeah, let's give this another try. Oh yeah, by far the best one of all of them. Let's try out the crisp bread with these first. I'm going to try a piece on its own. These look very similar to, say, the crisp breads that you get in Polish rations, Slovenian rations, a lot of sort of European, Eastern European rations. So let's give this one a try. It's got a really weird initial flavor, but once you sort of get past that and you chew it a little bit, then yeah, that buckwheat really comes through. It's nice and crispy. So let's try out some of this stuff on the crackers to see how they actually turn out. Now the problem is that I didn't add enough water, so then these aren't going to spread very well. But let's just try the curry one on here. It doesn't really do anything, actually. I think these rye crisp bread aren't going to really go well with a savory rice meal like we have here. So I think the best bet is just to go with the tuna and see how that goes. And like I said, it's really odd. No jam, nothing like that. But yeah, we'll try out another piece with the tuna now in a second. So we got ourselves another crisp bread. Let's just dip this into some of this tuna. Actually, let's give it a little bit of a try on its own first. So remember, this is a tuna in what's called a French-style dressing. Looks like really good quality tuna. And that is fantastic. It tastes very similar to one of the tuna packets that you get in Australian CR1Ms. I believe they do one that's in a French dressing as well. They also do one that's sort of like a sun-dried tomato kind of thing. But yeah, it's very similar to that. Very nice and creamy. Good quality tuna. It's obviously tuna, so it's going to be a little fishy, but it's, you know, it's not overpowering. So yeah, that's really, really good. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Let's see what it's like on the cracker now, just to get a sense of if the flavor combination changes anything. And yeah, once again, there's a really odd initial taste with those. I don't know what it is, but it does take away a little bit from what it is you're eating. Eventually it sort of goes away, but yeah, you really don't need these at all, actually. They kind of actually detract from the enjoyment of everything else. So that's a little strange. Let's cleanse the palate a little bit, try some more of our citrus drink, and then we only got a few snacks left, and then we're done. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I wish there was like 4 of those instead of 2 of each, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. What we got left is our peanuts, and once again, these are Nut Walker peanuts. You can't really say anything else about these aside from the fact that they're just fantastic. It's like, you know, if anyone likes peanuts, you'll love these. They're vacuum sealed. They always seem perfectly fresh, and I'm always really excited whenever they show up in any of the rations I've had. And once again, they're perfect. Just the perfect roasted salted peanut flavor. Can't really ask for anything more than that. Let's give our tea a try again. See if maybe sitting around for a little while longer sort of enhance the flavor a little bit. Oh, yeah. It's gotten stronger. It's a little bit more bitter, even more so. And what have we got left? Well, we got our 2 chocolate items. Let's give our protein bar a try first. As you can see, it's just a standard protein bar. Let's try to split it. It's a little dense. It's got a bit of give to it. And in the center, you've just got your standard sort of protein bar kind of look. Doesn't want to focus. There we go. It does actually have a very nice mint smell coming out of it, so hopefully it translates into a good taste. And that's great. It's got these little sort of almost like chocolate Rice Crisps. So, like a lot of pure protein bars, it's a little chalky, but those little crisps in there really help change up the texture a little bit. And they just give you a little bit of a different sort of feel. And the flavor is perfect. These taste just like, well, obviously all people won't know this, but here in Canada, certain parts of the year you can get mint Girl Guide cookies. And yeah, these taste just like that. It's like just a nice cool mint kind of flavor. And that's great. And lastly, we've got our, what looks like perfect 60% Finnish dark chocolate, which looks just like the chocolate you get in Swedish rations. I think it's a Brunberg. See the name there? But yeah, this stuff is great, and hopefully this piece is also. Yeah, that's amazing. You don't normally get with a 60% dark chocolate. You don't get a chance to say sometimes that it's nice and creamy and rich. But yeah, they found a way to make a 60% dark chocolate perfectly creamy and rich like you would find in a milk chocolate. With that nice little extra bitterness that comes along with the fact that it's 60%. Yeah. That's probably one of the best chocolates you can get anywhere. And oddly enough, it shows up in, Scandinavian military rations. Don't really have much left to do. Let's just end off the ration by having another drink of something else that's chocolate flavored. Oh yeah, all that chocolate on top of chocolate on top of chocolate. It's a fantastic way to end. So, yeah, guys. We got a lot of stuff here. It's a fairly comprehensive meal, or comprehensive ration, I mean. This is meant for 24 hours. It's maybe a little tiny bit light on the sides, but then the main meals you get are absolutely massive. So I guess the way they see it is that you're going to get most of your calories through this. I mean, by portion, this whole pouch is 650 calories. This whole pouch is 675. That's 671. That's a lot of calories right there. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of calories out of your peanuts, out of dressing that would be in the tuna, and then also protein bars and chocolate are going to be calorie dense as well. So this is a large, not large in size, but a large calorie ration that's going to be meant for, some sort of soldier of the Finnish army who's on exercises or whatever. And yeah, meant for 24-hour period. So this has been great, actually. Like I said, I think I'd probably put the curry as number one, then the Mexican casserole here, and then maybe the paella would be my least favorite of the three, but they're all very good. Like I said, they're all rice meals. If you don't like rice, then you're probably going to be disappointed with this. I guess the only gripe I would have, or only negative I would probably talk about, would be the cola drink, which wasn't very good at all. As you can notice, I didn't go back to it because I don't really want to go back to it. I still got one packet left, so maybe someone will end up with that as a gift, or maybe they wouldn't even consider it a gift. And the crisp bread. The crisp bread are fine after a while, but those first few seconds chewing it, it's just a weird initial taste that isn't pleasant whatsoever. But for the most part, this has been great. So I'd like to thank everybody for dropping by again and giving this review a watch. It's been fun doing it. And once again, this has been a Finnish 24-hour ration. A fairly rare ration, and it's been exciting to give you all a chance to have a look at it. So we'll hopefully come back to you with another review pretty soon. I got a couple commercial rations from Australia just recently, so I'm pretty sure one of those might actually be the next review. So it's a interesting sort of backpackers kind of 24-hour ration from Australia, which I got from a friend of mine by the name of Luke. And if people watch Old Mate Drop Bear's videos and a few other people's videos, they've probably heard Luke's name. He's a great guy. So yeah, we'll come back to you as quickly as we can. And once again, thanks for stopping by.